What's up, guys? So today I have an amazing impact maker. This guy is really changing the industry, and you're someone who wants to make an impact in the world. You absolutely have to listen to what this guy has to say. I've looked at his stuff, and it's mind blowing. So this guy is basically creating voices. It helps people get their voice out, reach out to people, and make an impact through their voice. And I know so many great businesses, so many great impact makers who fail to do that. So you really want to pay attention to what he's about to say. His name is Roy Collin, and with that, I welcome you. Thanks for taking the time and coming to our show. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me, Matt.
Yep. So let's get started. My first question to you is tell us a little bit about your mission and how did you get started with that?
I suppose there's a kind of longer answer. My mission is with the podcasting and sharing that, but all of them are mission driven. So I had got wiped out in business. Real estate crashed me. I was doing very well, but I got wiped. So I was personally liable for 5 million. And through that, went to an event, and the event was What's Your Quest? And it was during that I said, I need to be the one that's exposing all the corruption and stuff that's going on, because a lot of people unfortunately throw in the towel. I didn't want that to happen. And at the event, there was brilliant speakers. I didn't like public speaking. So I kind of started to overcome that fear of public speaking, joining Toastmasters, joining another club, forming my own club, becoming a coach, becoming a DTM between 3 years. So all of my mission then was, all of my shows is all about trying to create a world that I want for my kids, that when I'm gone, it'll be better, because I don't like what I see at the moment.
That's amazing. And you know, that's really what I think a real impact maker is, someone who's not interested in selling products and courses, but someone who really wants to make a difference. And if you have a mission in mind, you want to do something that would be good for you, your family, your friends, now you have a mission that you don't need to market. People are going to follow you automatically. So that's really fantastic that you went that path. What I want to understand is why you went to the route of coaching. You could have just taken all of this knowledge and said, you know what, I'm going to just make a difference for myself. I'm going to apply this to my next part of the journey. Why did you feel you should help other people, not get straight or not get impacted the way you did? So there has to be a reason where you said, I got to make this difference. I want to know that.
So I had set up a few of my courses, and then being in Toastmasters, I was doing events. Like if they had a national event, I might do a workshop. And then I was just speeches. I talk about it. I talk about all different things through it. So lots of people got started with it. And then as I was having loads of shows, loads of people started reaching out to me, and it was grand. But then I said, people aren't appreciating my time, because, they're not saying, hey, let me take you for dinner, or, here's a few bucks. And it was me kind of saying, my time is valuable. And I loved when someone was starting a show that was impactful and helping, but at the same time, not all of them were, but also I needed to, pay for a roof over my head and put food on the table.
This is what I really like about it. You are so, what I was saying, when you have that mission, you identified your mission, people were coming to you. You didn't have to go and say, come to me, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. You were like, I just want to do that. This is my real voice. And that just brought people to you. And I'm assuming that's what you're doing now. You're helping people have the same presence out there, where people are gravitated for the right work they're doing, as opposed to, the shallow marketing that people do. I'm assuming that's the path you're on now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that. So you said you used to be really shy. Tell me about how did you go? How do you transition from there? And is that something that you think others can also do, or is it just something you think you could do but others can't?
And I love this question. When I was young, I wouldn't go into the sweet shop. I'd give my friend the money to get the sweets. When I was 18 in Ireland, I know in America it's 21. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but you're 18, you're allowed to drink. I was a good boy. I wasn't drinking earlier. But I wouldn't go up to the bar when it was my run. I'd give my friend the money that's how shy I was.
Wow.
And I was even asking my mom recently about other things, and she said, you used to take your bicycle everywhere, because even walking you just didn't feel
right.
And I studied construction economics and management. I started working for a big mechanical contractor, and I was good. I started running multi-million pound jobs. But when I was sitting around the table with the client, we were doing Johnson & Johnson things. So the client was there was architects, builders. My voice was go. I don't know, you're familiar with Mr. Bean, but it was like that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep the night before. It was like, and it was just that my thing. So I kind of thought, that's me. So when that event that I said, there was brilliant speakers, I said, okay, I need to do it. And I tell you how shy I was. When I came back, I said, I knew about Toastmasters. So I'm living in Poland, I'm Irish, I moved to Poland 18 years ago. I brought my friends with me. They said, this is great, but we don't have time for it. And I was too shy to go back. And the only reason I joined Toastmasters is a new club opened a few months later. So I went in, joined it. They said, do you want to sign up? Yeah. Do you want to do a speech next week? Yeah. I thought that's what you do, but it's not really. But I mean, but I was kind of, it was yes from then on. And then I went back to that other club for my own club, International Entrepreneurs, a morning club that we were very successful. We got into the final, including myself, of 5 countries for 3 top things, comedy, speech, normal speak, and table topics. So we were doing very well. And I became like a distinguished Toastmaster after 3 years. As well as that, I was watching TEDx, I was reading books. But I went from being terrified to, I've done, including being guest, maybe 2,000 podcasts. Right. I've done maybe 200 live.
Right.
I've been on stage, I've been in Mind Valley, I went on stage talking about podcasting and stuff like that. So I had told myself a story that I'm shy. And it's like, that person, if I could go back, I'd slap him into the head and say, don't be. And what I say to people is, even with my youngest child, my eldest child, she's a teacher, and even I was doing it with her because I was conscious of my shyness. If you're in a restaurant and your child wants ketchup or something like that, well, ask the waiter for it. Because most parents, they do everything for the child, and they're going, but he's shy. And then if you keep saying the child is shy, you're reinforcing shyness, and then you're going, that's who they are. So change your story. Anyone, if you heard my journey, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
And this is great. This is so true, because I even tell this to like my clients, to everyone. Any area in your life, if you're struggling, it's not that you're not good enough or you're not capable. Like you said, you're telling yourself a story that this is too difficult, this is too hard, I can't do this, I need someone to lead me through this. And it all starts with a decision. One day you made a decision. You said, that's it, I'm going to change this. This is not who I am anymore. Then you look back and said, I never was that person anyways. This is who I really am. But it takes something. So I know that some spark happened where you said, that's it. This is no more. This is the new me. And I think that's the moment everybody looks for. So there is a question that everybody asks at the end of the session, but I think there is so much about you. I feel this would be an appropriate time to ask that question. So I would really like to know exactly, anybody who's listening to this, because you do so many things and you help people in so many different ways. What area are you right now exactly helping? Anybody who's listening to you, like, what can they learn from you? What are you really trying to do for them? Before I ask you further questions, because I think it will really help the listeners.
My business is such, the things that I'm offering.
Yes,
it's what I help is people that are starting a podcast. They want to get their voice out.
Right.
Existing podcasters, because there's a lot that start. I've even had some clients, they've had coaches, and there's different levels of coaches. Some people bring them to a certain level, some people teach them the wrong things. And I do that. And I've also created a school group because I'm conscious, and it's like everything I'm doing, I'm always conscious of different budget levels, because I know what it's like to lose everything. I had my house, I had a lot of houses, everything was taken off me. And I'm conscious not everyone has the budget to pay. So that's why the school thing, it's like $27 a month, but I'm putting in a course that's worth $1,000. I'm doing Q&A, so you have me for an hour every week. And it's not just me, there's other podcasters coming in. So it's like sometimes people, they can say, I don't have time to do a coach, I don't have the money for it.
Right.
If you even don't want to go into, say, like a school group or something like that, you can go on YouTube. You can learn anything you want.
Right.
If you make a decision, everything is out there, it's free and it's paid. If you want to do it fast track, if you want to do it right, if you want the best person behind it, it definitely helps to have a coach. I'm not like, I went away and got a coach at one stage, it was a group coaching thing. And it was London Real, and I thought, this guy's getting millions of views. And it was like, I was teaching them.
Right.
So sometimes the marketing of company, and I'm not just saying me to be selling me, I'm just saying be very careful with a lot of them out there, because sometimes the marketing, the way that they do it, and it's just to get you in the door, and they don't have the skill set to do it. So make sure that you're getting what you're paying for.
Right. And that's why I asked this question, because I thought this was very appropriate before I went further, because I know you're not someone who just started a podcast to say, let me make $100 a month, so I'm going to do that by making a podcast. So I know there's an intention to help people get a voice. So when I look at you and your business, I see it as someone giving people the stage, the voice that they can take and reach out to other people. Because I see so many impact makers, people who come to me, and when I see the advice that they've given from people, I just met someone who spent over $30,000. And I tell you, when I looked at their messaging, I did not have the heart to tell them that this just went down the drain. So I think that's really where the difference comes. Like the reason I talk to you, like I invited you to the show, is because I can tell the difference when somebody's doing it for the right reason. Of course, it's a business. We all want to, also benefit from that. But the most important thing is, do I want to benefit helping you out, or do I just want to sell you and make money and get out of that, right? So that's why I brought this out here right now, because I know what you're doing is not just a podcast, but you're really giving people, telling them how to bring your message forth to people. So that's what brings me to my next question, which is basically is, how do you choose what's the right message for someone who comes on the podcast? What's the right voice? Like, how do you help them bring out their best connection so their channel grows, so they can attract followers without being salesy? Like, I'm sure you have something great to contribute to that.
Well, first, you can kind of find what's your niche. Because sometimes there's people saying they feel like they want to get out, they realize they've got a skill set, people kind of gravitate towards them when they're kind of, whether they're speaking or just in a group setting. And I'd say, okay, what skill sets have you got that you can actually bring to the table? And that can be it. And there's also ones like, say, the crypto. I mean, I was reading books on crypto, I didn't understand it. I get in all the specialists. So I know 10 times more now than I did, but sometimes you can just be curious of something that you want to learn, and you can bring in all the specialists, but just make sure that you're prepared. I mean, you can write all the questions, you can do the research and stuff like that. And when you want to have something that's a success and growth, it's when you know your niche, when you know what kind of area you're getting into. There's a load of kind of marketing things to do, and what a lot of people, what they do is they join all these podcasting groups, and it's what I say, it's like going to a doctor's convention and them trying to find a patient. Everyone is trying to get you to subscribe. They go, Monday morning you can post your show, and thinking that everyone is going to go, oh, we're going to follow magic, we're going to give a 5-star review and everything, and everyone is open.
Right.
So what you do is you find out what groups. So for example, with the Polish one, I'm in about 50 groups. I'm in Foreigners in Poland, I'm in Foreigners in Warsaw, I'm in Polish in Ireland, Polish in UK, Chicago's big Polish group. And then I post it on them. They're places where they're the list. I mean, the Polish one has got, like, between the audio and the videos, like 3.5 million views. And it's just constantly growing.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm in the right place. And by doing that, and the other thing is like creating the shorts as well. The shorts are very important. So when you do create your show, because content, sometimes you can do all the bells and whistles with YouTube. I mean, I've used vidIQ, TubeBuddy and all that, but sometimes the shorts can get 100 times more views. And if you do it right, that can then get people to come to your podcast, to your show, or become a client, depending on what way you do it. So even some of the shorts that I put on Facebook, sometimes 6 shorts can get 10,000 views. I mean, some people mightn't get that in the whole year.
Yeah,
so
totally.
If you do it right. And this is one as well, that when we're creating shorts, so I have a VA company, so I get them to do all this stuff. They just upload it. I edit everything myself. Oh. But what I do is I have my details on the short, because a lot of times people, they'll put up the episode and they'll go, find the full episode here. Unfortunately, with all these platforms, they don't want you to leave the platform. LinkedIn wants to keep you on LinkedIn. Facebook wants to keep you on Facebook. So if you put up a link to bring them away, they're not going to show that to all your friends. And then people started getting kind of tricky in the saying, all right, what I can do is say, find the episode in the show notes, first comment. So the first comment they put down, episode is here. Then they got away with that. But what we do is we have the link and the link is actually in the short. So if people like it, they'll gravitate towards it. So like I use TikTok. Lots of people complain about TikTok. Oh, TikTok. I mean, I get lots of good content on TikTok because if I see someone doing a stupid dance, I hit the button, I'm not interested in this. So I have one show that's exposing fraud and corruption. I get brilliant content on that. But I've got 3 channels. I've just recently done a Polish one, but the 3, I'm at about 1.4 million views with the 3 channels. So why would I turn that off? You know, it's like, whereas most people say, oh, TikTok, even the other, today, no, I had a on my Podfather podcast, a guy started talking about Instagram is brilliant and TikTok is no good. And I just said, Instagram didn't work for me, but TikTok does. And I said, that's okay, because you will find what's good for you.
Right.
Because if I say, go to TikTok, it mightn't work for you. Right. But if you start playing with a few, but don't try to be on 20, what you do is put your energy into 1 or 2. But the thing is, some people outsource all this. I engage. I listen to the comments. If you'll see the same people giving the hearts and everything, sometimes they'll write something and you just say, thank you, or I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And they keep saying that, plus the algorithms keep kind of showing them as well. Whereas loads of people, they never say it. Like, I've had conversations with people, and I actually learned this from my youngest child. He was getting into magic at one stage, and he was watching YouTube downstairs. And then I sat down, and because I'm interested in magic, I like kind of, just seeing magicians and different things. And as the guy was teaching the trick, he said, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. And there's my son reaching, giving the heart. He was connected to my Gmail account, and my subscribers started going way up. They reward you for that. And then I said, and I've asked a lot of people, you've watched 100 videos today, right? You might have enjoyed maybe 20% of them. How many did you give a heart to, or how many did you comment on? And sometimes people, when they're podcasting, exactly, we tend to not, because we enjoy it. So sometimes people think, nobody's liking my stuff, they don't like it. And that's what I said to them. I said, no, because if they don't like it, they'll tell you they don't like it. It's like, if there's nothing, it's okay. People are watching it, and you can see the numbers.
I love it. First of all, the information you've given here is already worth hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, because a lot of people will go through really bad coaches and never discover what you just gave away for free. I'm not even saying this to make you feel good. You know what I'm talking about. You've been in this industry so long, the quality, of content that's out there. So this is brilliant information that you've given. I also want to say this is so true what you're talking about, because I think that's what a lot of people have been trained to be noisemakers. Right? So this is what I'm going to 20 different places. I just want to make noise. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to show a photo there. I'm going to throw a video there. And they just think if I just show up everywhere, that somehow I'm going to become this authority. People are going to start following me. And that's not going to happen, because the connection is not happening. If you don't have the right message, like you're a dietitian and you're just posting photos of you celebrating, you're partying. Today you're here. One day you're here. Then 10 days you disappear. Then you come with something else. Yes, you're going to have a lot of people liking you because for whatever reason, but your channel is not going to grow. They're not going to create a connection with you. I had a client, 80,000 followers on Instagram. Anytime she posted a link, she would not get one single conversion. Frustrated out of her mind. And it's because people were there not for her content. They had no connection with her. They just came there for entertainment purposes, right? So that's a huge difference between being the person they connect, they see as a leader and follow, versus someone they go and see just as an entertainer. I have nothing to do. I see this person, fine, I want to see them again because they look pretty or whatever it is, and then I'll come back. And that's the real difference that you're teaching, is how to be that person that people follow, that people look up to, people connect, and people want to come back to, as opposed to all right, whatever, I'm going to file them on the site. And engagement is brilliant. Even I don't do that. I'll be honest with you. When you said that, I'm like, shit, I got to start doing that too. This is really good information. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
And just one on what you've just said there as well, because say finding your voice and who you are. Because there's one guy I know, he kind of in the crypto world, he's got a massive following. He's got a short that he pays high money for it, and it's all energy and everything. And then you go into the show and he's like, it's like, so you can go there, but you're not attracted. And the same thing, sometimes you, somebody, they're using the energy in the wrong way. Right. So what I say is show your true self, and you'll find the audience. Don't try to copy Clay Clark or someone like that, thinking, oh, they're getting massive audience because like I've listened to your solo shows because I went in, I always do it. I respect it and go in and I gave a 5-star review, so I encourage the listeners to do that. It really helps the shows to make sure you do that. But I just liked your energy and everything, and it's like you're keeping it real. It's the real you, and just. But there's so many people, they're trying to be who they think the listener wants to hear.
Yeah.
And that's why, like that girl, they're not getting sales because if you're authentic, you'll find the people that are drawn towards you. So when you do have something to sell, don't be selling me, give value 90% of the time and then maybe give your offer. Then you will get the sales because people kind of go, I like his style, he's already given me value. And then perhaps I'd buy a course, buy his book or something like that. But loads are trying to copy someone else, and that's why it's not working.
And it's so true. I think I'm just going to give one more follow-up. As you were saying that, I was just thinking about this person. I'm going to change some details because I don't want them to hear and say, oh, he was talking about me. But they're selling something really scientific, like almost, like medication, scientific level development. And the person who was training them, I don't know why they teach them to be fun and wink every time they're talking. So I was like, you're selling something that's so scientific. It's about credibility. It's about trust. Something people are going to put in the body, and you're going and winking. I don't know if I'm going to take you serious.
Exactly. That's exactly what. Perfect example.
And this is my thing. This is what I was telling you. Like when I saw your stuff, there is substance there. You're not just like, oh, be a clown, be a monkey, crack 3 eggs on your face, and you're gonna have 1 million followers. You're like, no, this is what you're doing. In order to do that, that's the positioning you need. This is the area where you're gonna find yourself in. So look for you here. I'm assuming that's exactly what you do because that's the sense I get, right?
Exactly.
And I tell you, anybody who's listening, again, I mean, I don't get any commission from you. There is no affiliate connection between us. But I'm telling you.
$5 are in the post.
Yes. Don't burn 10, 15, 20, 30, $40,000. It's not even about money. Money, it's okay. But when you create a bad brand, it takes a long time to recover from that. You can recover. You can recover from anything. I'm not going to say you can't, but you're wasting your time. So it's really important that when you start on this journey, like just get on the call. Like I'm sure they can go to your site or anybody. I'm not even saying go to him. Anybody you go to, you make sure you spend your time. And when you get a chance to listen to someone like this, who just gave you so much information up front, and we're not even done with this, by the way. I'm just saying this in between. Imagine what he's going to give you when you have one-on-one or like you're sitting in the program. And that's why I look at the person. Did he come here and just say? So like right now, I've talked about your program a few times. You have never said once, this is what I do. I had to get it out of your mouth. Tell me what exactly you're doing right now. And then you said part. So like that's how I know when somebody wants to make an impact or somebody's like, hey, my name's Magic, come to me. Hey, my name's Magic, come. Like that's the big difference there. And that's why I really appreciate it and why I wanted you to be on the stage because so many people are getting hurt. We're in the same business. We see these stories. You see these hundreds of stories, people getting hurt all the time. And there's nothing you can do because by the time you come to you, they've already lost that, so really appreciate what you're doing. That brings me to my next question. Am I going too fast? By the way, I talk too fast, so just let me know.
I love it. It's actually an important thing because even if I'm on stage or just talking, there's no fluff. Sometimes there's a story that's relevant, but you give really good, impactful information. And there's a lot of people, whether they're writing a book or they're speaking, they talk for 50 minutes to give you the 10-minute information.
Right.
I think I'm very similar to yourself. It's like, just give it as it is because people, they want the information, you're giving it to them.
Yes.
So don't be the person that's talking for 15 minutes, waffling and just, then I went to the car and I opened the door and I got out of the car. I mean, when somebody does that to me, I just want to run away. So I like your energy. I like the way you just go straight to the point. And that's the way I like to do it.
And these are the things I think people need to learn. Another thing, again, people don't know this. And I say these things only because people should know about you. So like, even when we started this thing, I was like, these are the questions. You're like, I've not even read these questions and I'm totally okay to go. And this is what I'm telling you. It's not about the message. You have become the message. You don't feel like, oh shit, I don't have the questions. How am I going to answer this? What will be my messages? You're like, no, I am the message. These were your words to me. I wish I'd recorded that part, but we didn't because it was the intro, we talking before the show. And you're like, I've done this 2,000 times. You can come from any angle. You can ask me anything you want. This is who I am. And I think that's when somebody learns from someone like you. I'm the same way. When somebody comes to me, I don't give a system. Because if you want to grow, you have to become that person. You can't be a leader who relies on, chats and messages and recorded things. You have to become that person. So when you are that person who have become that person, when you have transformed, like you said, you started from a place where you couldn't do it, to said, I'm going to become this person, right? You transform. Anybody who learns from you, they're not going to learn a system. They're going to transform into a message that they can then talk to anyone, anywhere. It doesn't have to be a podcast. They could be in the elevator, they could be on the street. When they will open their mouth, they will attract people to them. And that's real leadership. That's real attraction. And I think everybody should have, if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be leading a mission, a movement, helping people, you have to develop that message and become that walking billboard that people just can't resist and say, that's who I want to be. That's who I want to follow. And I think that's what they're getting from you, because that's who you have become. And I'm loving talking to you. So thank you for that. So my next question is, so many entrepreneurs, leaders, business people, when they start, they make these big mistakes, huge mistakes. So how can they identify when they go on a wrong track and correct themselves? Like, what should their real focus be on?
So I'll take this from my kind of entrepreneur hat. I've had about 20 companies. One, accounting. A lot of the time people, there's a few things. They look to how to reduce their tax bill when they start making a lot of money. Every business I've ever done, that's the first thing I look at. What's the best way to optimize my money once I start making it? And two, they have accountants. I've changed accountants loads of times. And they think that the accountant is going to save them money. And I hear a lot of people saying, it's tax deductible. And don't ever say that. That's your money. So you're spending it because you're saying it's tax deductible. Reduce your tax bill. Don't be buying toys that you don't really need because you think you're taking it away from Uncle Sam or something like that. In Ireland, I was doing lots of real estate. So I had Irish company, Polish company, and they said to me, you've a tax bill of this. I bought a book called Tax Magic. It was written by one of the guys from the Revenue Commissioners. I went through it from page 1 to the very end, and I had all my notes and stuff like that. And I said, these were auditors as well. Like, it's a big company. And I said, can I do this? Yes. I got a tax rebate. So, and I've learned the same here. I asked, like when I was doing stuff in Poland, I bought a sauna, put it through the thing. I mean, I was buying it for me, but I was able to put it through the company and get the VAT back and stuff like that. And I ask, and if everything is okay, but a lot of the times people, they have their tax bill, sometimes people put all the receipts into a shoebox, hand it over, go away and do their own thing. It's your business. No one is going to care about your business more than yourself. Do not hand it over. You can have somebody that's doing all the stuff, but understand it. Read the books, talk to other entrepreneurs, find out what you can do. So for example, even in the house, people don't realize you can give a portion of their house. If you're doing your business in your house, even electricity and things like that, find out exactly what you can do. You might think it's nothing, but if it's $7,000 and you're only making, 40 grand or 50 grand, whatever it is,
right,
it makes a massive difference. So, and if you watch the pennies, that was the first. I used to do newspapers. Watch the pennies. The pounds look after themselves. I watch everything. Don't get flaky. Because sometimes people, even if you've got investors, people want all the beautiful furniture, the nice cars, and everything, and then they run out of money. When you start a business, even if you've got investors, pretend that you don't have money. Pretend it's gone. Even if you've got a 2-year window, pretend you've only 3 months. Because then you'll be watching, you won't blow it wrong. You'll be trying to get income in fast. And the other thing would be the legal. I've had a lot of court cases. And what I've learned is every case I've won, I've represented myself a few times, but I've also, when I've had legal representation, the reason I won is I was paying attention.
Yes.
Like there was one case, I built 30 apartments and the developer was trying to take the side office and everything. And when they were opening the book, they had my signature. And then there was another page and they said, you signed this? And I said, no, I didn't. I said, that's my signature. But I said, I put a line through my zeros. And the judge looked and then ran back and went, and they knew they were lying. And they had another thing they were saying, it was an original document. I said, that's a scanned copy. And you just see their faces. No solicitor will watch things like that.
Yeah,
I've also been in cases, I'm listening to every word and I just write a piece of paper or I mention something to the solicitor when I catch him out. most people, unfortunately, they sit back and they just pass it off to the solicitor, thinking they've got your best interest at heart.
No.
Even in some systems, they're getting a kickback when you lose the way the whole system
Oh,
works.
100%.
It's really corrupt.
Yeah.
And there's even cases where they're going back and forth. They've already agreed between them what the outcome
Absolutely.
is.
I've been through those situations.
So
yes.
So what I say is you take control.
Yes.
I have a file, so you create a legal file because if you're getting into business, especially in construction, it's just a part of it, and don't let it get to you, but prepare. And what I say is have a file and everything document, and then take a day off before the court case. Just go away, have a coffee, go somewhere quiet, read through it. And when you go in there, because you have to remain calm.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with a prosecutor or you're dealing with another solicitor, barrister or something like that, they're always trying to get you upset so that you make a mistake. When you're calm, you have them. And I have destroyed top barristers in Ireland by being calm and catching them on their lies.
That's awesome.
And there's nothing more empowering. So what my main lesson is, don't be giving your power away. 100%. It's your business. You control it.
Excellent lessons. You know, my mentor is from India, billionaire guy. And the reason I love him is not because he's financially successful, because he's so down to earth, just the way you're talking about. And so like he's someone who will never buy, like he can buy any car on the planet. It's a joke for him, right? But he'll never buy BMWs and all because he's a tall guy. He says, I want a car that's comfortable for me. What am I going to do by having brands? So one time I was having the same conversation with him a few years back when he brought the whole tax thing. It came to me and I was like, you know, a lot of people buy for this tax rebates. And you know, what about you? He's like, I can just buy a new business machinery and get tax rebate. Why do I need to buy a car for that? And that's how you know when somebody's business minded. He's like, how can I multiply my money, put it back into my business versus let me buy a Ferrari so everybody can see I have made money and then I will pretend like I'm doing this for tax rebate, but all they want to do is show up. So I think that's big thing for me. Again, huge distinction. This, by the way, again, brings me back to your website. So you know, like I also look you up. You go to your website. There is nothing fancy, no shiny this and that. You're like, bam, 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 business. This is this. Learn this, do this, do this. There's nothing like, hey, I'm this guy. I made this thing and I do this. You're like, this is me. This is what I'm doing. This is how you can get started. Straight to the business. No fancy templates, nothing. That's how you know when somebody is like, I just want to focus on teaching. I just want to focus on giving this versus focusing on looking great. And again, I know experts who hire photographers, who hire agencies just to like put some PDFs here, make me look pretty, get me these nice shots there. Their whole focus is on like, how can I look great versus how can I give great content? And you, when you go to your site, you just know it's all business. I'm here to teach you. Here are the choices. Here is the information. Take this, run with it. And I think that's the big distinction. What you were saying, you always have to look for people who are invested, down to earth, and understand business. They're not doing it to show off. They really want to win. So every move you make has to be, I have to get involved, make business work, and I have to work with people who understand business and doing it for the right reason, not just showing off. So this is really great. Like I hope someday I'm going to introduce you to him. You both are going to really connect well. Same mindset, same mentality. That's fantastic. So cool. So let's zoom out of this. Like if more people step into the roles of leaders and they learned how to position themselves, how to speak, you know, the way you teach, how do you think the world's going to change? Do you think it's going to have an impact on the world? It's going to make a difference?
I think you have to look at what you're doing in life, because you kind of, if someone is selling a product that's not helping mankind, if somebody is using sponsorships, the wrong sponsors, maybe, when you're doing something that you can go home at night and sleep well, or look in the mirror and be proud, or your children are looking at you and going, my dad does this, this is good. As opposed to, I've you know, like say, if we say politicians, how many can you say that you think are good people? You know, and it's like a joke, but the reality is, so many people are loyal to the dollar, and they follow the dollar and then think they're complaining about things. And I say, you can't complain about anything if you're part of this problem. It's all an ingredient.
Right.
And I'm not saying that we attack a certain industry or, no,
Yeah.
just create something better.
Yes.
Because people will navigate towards the thing that's right. And you see shifts. I mean, unfortunately, most people don't know what's going on because the way the media is, you're only seeing the negativity, you're only seeing the doom and gloom. But when you surround yourself with the right people, there's some incredible things going on in this world. And they're all trying to do better. They're all trying to make sure, they're not trying to say, oh, I want my country to be better than your country. It's like, we're all human. You don't want any country that there's somebody hasn't got food on their table or they're thrown out of the streets. So it's like, I think you have to look within. Because if you're doing the right thing, you inspire your family, your kids, your surrounding, your cousins. Because sometimes people, we talked about the money and people think, I mean, did you ever look at somebody and go, I wish I was him because he's got this much money? You can see a hollowness in it.
Yes.
So if you look at the wheel of life between, I suppose, mindset, just enjoyment of life and everything, a lot of them have the money up at the top and they have zero in other words. And it's like, try to get a wheel that's right. And like I used to do that years ago. I used to meet with a group, we'd have a circle and it was like 8 things. It was like family and social life and everything. And it's like if something is down, whether it's financial or whatever, it just kind of, then you put a bit more energy on that. And if you do the right thing, go back to your question, it's like, you know yourself.
Right.
Like, I mean, I mentioned I've had over 100 cases. I had a criminal case against me. I won, but it was a horrible thing.
Right.
I had a tenement building and they turned off the water and they blamed me. I just got bombarded with attacks from the city and everything.
Wow.
I never buckled because I knew I stood in my truth. I was born a free person. Everyone, even judges, I've screamed at judges because I saw the corruption. Most people would be afraid you'd be held in contempt. They just put their head down and they nod. When you catch someone out, you look them in the eye, you don't realize the power you've got.
Yeah.
And just through, you were asking me about different things like business stuff. One of the things I've learned is sovereignty, common law. Some people say UCC, others say natural law. It's understanding the power of your signature. Because every time, just say jaywalking, if you jaywalk, in Poland they do it, I don't know, in India, I don't know where in different countries, I don't know what they,
right.
But in America they do it. And it's like, it's okay if you're going to walk across the cars to jam on the brakes. And we all understand that. But if there's nothing coming, there's no cars coming, but they're waiting for you, you just say, who's the injured party? For a crime to be committed, there must be an injured party.
Right.
And every single thing, and even when the city's coming after people, it's always about sign that. So I've learned, realize the power of your signature. So I read about 20 books on sovereignty, common law. I took courses on it and I used it. That I got even called into court, got them to back off, got detectives looking to, you're going to be a witness for something. They use it against you. They pretend they're your friends. I use that nobody can kind of abuse me because they all pretend they're your friend and then they just turn it against you.
Right.
So don't allow. So understand you were born free. Just do the right thing. I'm not saying be speeding, don't be hurting anyone else. But when you do the right thing, nobody has control over you. And when you understand that, I think you've got a superpower without being Batman or Superman.
100%. And again, something I say all the time, the best way to grow your business is to make authentic impact. And so from every perspective, first of all, when you make an impact on someone and you get an email from someone saying, it's my boyfriend's birthday, he loves you, can you call him on his birthday? There is nothing more rewarding that. You cannot, $1 million can't make you feel good as when you feel valued, when somebody says, this person values you so much, will you call them on their birthday and make their day? And you realize you must have really made an impact in their life. And you're gonna make money anyways. Why not make an impact in their lives? And when you make impact, the marketing machinery works so much better. When I was in the dating industry, all my competitors, they were million times smarter than me, much more resourceful than me, much better speaker than me. Everything was going great for them. Great offers, great everything. And here I was not knowing anything about marketing. The only thing that happened for me good was I identified early on a core desire of men. I saw that what they were suffering for. So when they came to me, I realized they're not coming here just for dating lessons. There is something else going on there. So I started addressing their real core pain. And just by solving that, the word of mouth went out and I became the highest paid coach in my industry. So what I'm saying is like, when you genuinely help people, you're recording a video, you're creating a post, whatever you're doing. If you just forget the shiny part, and if you just say, you know what, I'm going to change lives of 3 people. Like you said before, there are people in every country. There's someone who is having a migraine headache right now, someone who has, experiencing a heartbreak, someone doesn't have food on the table. And you say, I just want this person to make $10 today, not $100, not $100,000, just $10, so they will get the hope that I can get in this industry, make a living for my family, and provide food on the table. If you just go with that intention, say one impact I'm going to make today, and you get into the habit of making an impact, you will make money, you will grow, but the love and the reward you're going to get, nothing can compare to that. And this is something you have to experience. You can't hear me or you say how it feels. It's something you have to experience. When somebody tells you, then you realize you have really made a difference, and that life becomes worth living. So I 100% agree that whatever you do has to be authentic, because it's about you. And coming back to your signature, this is also your life signature you're going to leave behind. That's what you're going to be known for. That's going to be everywhere. So if you're going to live a life of, that's the life of greatness to me, is when you have impacted people and that's brought you the success. That's complete life, ultimate life, So just wanted to add that.
And just on, say, the podcast, even this show, sometimes you will never know who listens to it. I always say that it will land on somebody's lap when they need it. Even if there's 100%. I've often said that, like, if there's one person that listens to it but it changed their life, you might never know about it, they might never come back and write you or whatever, you'd still do it because you're doing the right thing.
100%.
And you know that there's a ripple effect. You're not just helping that person, you're helping the whole family and friends and parents and whatever. So it's like, if the mission is more about you, one, you jump out of bed in the morning, you're not kind of going, oh, I work in the morning, you just become life speed, become great. But knowing that, because when you impact somebody, then they realize that their life has changed for the better. Usually they're the people that do the exact same thing, and sometimes they can do it by 100x what you were doing.
100%. And I think that's really what it is. That's what wakes me up, when you say, like, that's what gets us going, because you're doing something real. And that's why we are here talking. So I know I've already talked a lot, but I still have one more question, because you have so much knowledge and I know you're going to give something amazing again. So sorry if I'm taking too much time, but just one last question.
No problem. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Appreciate that. Thank you. So you have so much business experience. What would be some marketing advice that you will give to people to grow their business?
I think same kind of thing, that there is companies, they have experience. It's like you mentioned about not just me, the difference, and there's people with marketing is great, but there's a lot of people out there that they're charlatans. You mentioned the guy 30 grand. I mean, I've come across people 6 grand, they're promising all these leads and everything.
Right.
What I've done all my life, I read a lot. I read about 100 books, and I read a load on marketing. You could read Frank Kern's technicals, Dan Kennedy, just
right,
and start learning about marketing, because they will understand copywriting and stuff. And you can have the company that's doing it if you don't like it, but don't just hand it over. Pay attention to what's going on. Look at the lead. Track everything, because when you're tracking it, you can see if it's working or not. But it's like everything else. Like I mentioned earlier, the accountants, most people, they just go, that's not my thing, I'm not a marketer, I don't like this, I don't like that. And the reality is, it's you, the person. So if they're promoting you, make sure your message is right. So when you're saying something that can resonate with people, and it's true and honest, and they can do it in a way, or you do it yourself, and don't be on 50 platforms, just start getting, like, for example, coaching. LinkedIn is kind of a good one. It's a business kind of, but there's other places. Try to master one and then go on to the other ones. But sometimes it's good to have someone hold your hand. I mean, I've had a call there just recently. Somebody was telling me, I'm always learning. They were saying that newsletters for LinkedIn is brilliant. And they were saying that when you put out your newsletter, that it goes to all the people on the newsletter, and you don't have to. I said, I see LinkedIn are charging for loads of things. They said no, and they've made a massive business on that. So it's like, I'm constantly listening to these things, looking at these things, I'll try a lot of stuff. Some things don't work. Like I did a load of in real estate. I renovated hundreds of properties and apartments and built apartments and like your colours behind is what I did. Black on yellow for when I was selling a property, because I learned that grabbed people's attention as the best colours. And the only reason I do that is I read it and studied it and then I tried it. And sometimes you could have somebody that could have all these flashing colours and all these different things, and you think, oh, that looks 10 days better. Cars will drive by it.
Yes.
So start researching, start looking, get out, don't have a book that's beautiful and clean. Get out your highlighting marker, get out your post-its, put your post-its on it and make it that it's an actionable book, and try to do it yourself. And sometimes then you can get people that can help you and who have the experience, but make sure that when they are doing it, you're tracking it. But you also check testimonials, you look at what they've done before, see have they got the success. And when you see it working, just turn on the tap. If a guy is able to help your business, and even if you're paying, say, $1,000 a month, but they're getting you 10 grand, turn that tap, give them 2 grand, give them 5 grand, and then increase it as long as you can keep the money. And that way everyone's winning. Don't ever, I've worked for companies in Ireland, and I was on a bonus and I was getting 5% above what the planned profit was, as well as getting a good salary. The new me would probably look for 50%, but at the time, a young 20-year-old, 24 or something like that, and I got 50 grand on one case. And then the next time they started changing things and moving the ball. And when I started telling people the story years later, loads of people have experienced the same thing. They work for companies and they get jealous because someone is making a certain commission that was agreed, but because it gets so high because they're good. So if you're working with an agency and you work on a percentage, and even if it gets into the 100 grand or whatever, happily hand them the check or the money.
Yes.
Because they've got to. And I've seen people that they get greedy and they think I can do this better, and then they come with their tail between their legs because they go, this doesn't work, and then the ball isn't there because they already have clients. They can then charge you double, but they will be if you're loyal to someone and you build a relationship, they want you to succeed as well.
Yes.
And I think you have to look at everything as a long term instead of let's catch a person. I've seen that in real estate even here. Sometimes agents try to catch you and you're like, I want to work with someone long term. I'm never out for just a quick deal. And you should do that with anyone you're partnering with. See, are they in it for the long haul? Your success is their success, and then we can go party together.
Yes. Again, so many great messages in this part. This one that really stood out to me again was what you said. You have to get involved and you have to test things before you turn the tap on. Again, I tell you, I see people. I met someone. He had food items which was about to expire in 1 month. And he's like, I just want more exposure. And I said, he's been working with branding agencies. He's tried 10 different things. Nothing has worked. And he's like, I'm going to put more money in, get more exposure. I said, no, you got to get one thing work before you open the tap. Just because something is already not working, you have not identified the message that brings people to you. All you want to do is, I want to be everywhere. I want to spend even $100,000 more. I'm like, not going to work. And that's really what it is. A good marketer always says, no, test your message first. Keep working, keep refining it until you have that one thing that's working. Once you find out something is working, go all in, doesn't matter. But don't just be everywhere when nothing is working for you. And that will never happen if you're not personally involved, because you have a much better sense and instinct about your business than the agency will be. And so if you're not getting involved, they're doing what they think they should be doing, and you're not guiding or tweaking their efforts. So the results will either not come or they'll be really delayed or extremely expensive. So what you say is so important. You have to get involved. You have to absolutely be there to make your message that works. And then once you have identified something that's working, scale it, and then you have an unstoppable business. So great. Now, I want to say something, and anybody who's listening to this, tell me if I'm lying. I asked him a question, give me some tips on marketing, and he goes, Frank Kern, Dan Kennedy, everyone, but not once did he say, come on my website, look, I can help you. This to me is a mark of a person who is not selling. If I would have asked this question to some of my friends, great guys, I'm not making fun of them, they would be like, oh, you come to me and I have this product and I have this thing and you can learn this and learn that. they know how to promote their offers. And you're like, I just want to give you the best information. I don't care. I'm not going to bring my name up. And that I really respect. So I want to end this by you doing something you don't do, telling us what you do, telling us where we can come to get help from you, how we can get started from you, not from anybody else but you. So tell us that.
Thank you very much. I suppose you'll find my 6 podcasts that you're watching. You can scan the QR code. So that's what I do. I have on my screen.
I see that. Great.
RoyCollin.com. My name is there. RoyCollin.com. It's got all the different things. I've got 2 school groups. So if you go to school.com/podfodder or Brain Fitness, you get a lot of, there's incredible content. And as I mentioned, I'm in there doing Q&A. And my mission is to just keep, it's because you talked about building leaders and businesses. I don't want the school group to be just about me. Like I was in the other day now and I had another guest helping somebody that was starting and we're both commenting, and that's the way it should be. It's not about me, that there's others, and it's kind of everything I do is like that. So you find that if you're looking for a virtual assistant, go to va.world. But listen, Magic, thoroughly enjoyed.
Thank you. But no, I'm not done with you. So tell me who can actually benefit from you and in what capacity? Because again, you're not giving me enough. See, here's the thing. I tell you something, and true story. I'm not joking. When I first started my dating business, I didn't want to be a salesperson. So I had a policy never to even reveal my website. I was like, I'm never gonna say. I'll give them the best presentation and walk away. Until I actually found out there were a couple of people who came to that presentation. Because I didn't offer anything to them, somebody else came in, a shark came in, gave them an offer, they took that and they ended up taking a really bad program that hurt them, right? So if I really believe you're not good enough, like again, because I'm not getting any commission from you, anybody goes to you, you don't send me a penny. If I really believed you were not good enough, I would not even do this interview, I would never even publish that. But if I also feel someone can really make an impact in somebody's life, I feel it's our responsibility to really let them know in what capacity we can, so some con man doesn't take advantage of them. If they're going to spend their money and time, they'd rather go to someone like you who's going to make a difference in their life, who's going to impact them. So I really want to know who will be that right person who can come to you, what stage of their journey can come to you, what kind of problems can you solve for them. I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot. I know you don't like answering this, but it will really help the listeners.
I mean, if we talk about the podcasting, it's like if somebody had it in their head, I want to make the world a better place. Like, I think I can bring this. I can take it from the start to the finish. And sometimes people are like systemized in a coaching. I'm not. I'm unique. Every single person is different. What I do is I give them my WhatsApp number, and sometimes they could be, even if they're started, they're going along and something could come up. They just write to me, leave a voice message. As soon as I see it, I'm coming back. So even if there's a difference, if there's a 12-hour difference, it'll be the next day, but you get it straight away. So I'm always just trying to move the needle for you further. I teach you how to do it. It's not that you need me to hold your hand the whole time. I'll have the conversation that I'm making sure that you realize you have the talent and the ability. I can help them with the personal speaking, the fear of public speaking, the technology. You don't like, sometimes people think you need to be technical to do a podcast. No, you don't. You can just USB in software. Sometimes just put it out as it is. There's even Adobe for podcasters. It enhances the sound. Incredible. You just do a few things. It's all easy. Everything is easy as you do it. And as I mentioned, I cater for all budgets. So if somebody is not have that much disposable income, the school group is fantastic. I even have stuff on YouTube for people that I even can't afford that. And then if people want one-on-one, if it's an existing show they want to become better and they want to get into the top of the charts, I can help them do that. If they listen to what I say, or even just go into the group, watch the different things, they will help. If they have a business and they're looking to get virtual assistants, I do it in a way that I treat it like me, because there's people that are, say, on Fiverr or Upwork and things like that, and you see reviews and then you're watching them and they're not doing it. All the time we make sure that the people are looked after. So what we do is we sit down, we find exactly your requirements, your budget, and we go, okay, monthly package, we can do this for you. Sometimes it's a once-off, whether it's a website or social media post, but we make sure that you're looked after. Even on the passwords, my business partner, we have an office, they have access to the passwords, but the staff don't, so they're working on the computers, because sometimes you can have admin access, but other times you don't. I make sure that everyone is looked after. Even if we're doing a website, we teach you how to edit it. A lot of times people put out that, oh, you want to make a change, you want an extra little tab, oh, that's a fortune, and they never give you the information back. So and this is not about what I'm offering in. Whoever you're dealing with, whether it's websites, whether it's marketing, whatever, just check what their history is, and like, not that it's just written there and everything. Just really dig deep, take off a few layers, because people tend to just rush these things. When you spend the time to find the right person, whether it's marketing with yourself, whether it's podcasting with me, whether it's something else for somebody else, if you take the time, you won't be having these horror stories that most people have. You'll be actually praising, and I mean, I get a load of it, and I'm sure you do as well. Loads of people refer me because they're happy, and they're same with the VAs. Like, people come in, they start to put their toe in the water, and then they're referring their friends, and that's what you want. Make sure you're doing a business that it's like, if you were I always say, if you're doing it for your parents or your kids or something like that, treat your clients like you would treat them.
Right.
Because they deserve the respect. They're paying you, they're putting the roof over your head. 100%. And when you do that, more clients will come.
100%. And I tell you, so what I'm hearing from you is you're not selling a marketing service. You're offering experience and resources, because you've done so much, you have so much. I feel anybody who's anywhere you are in your business journey, you can't go wrong by sending you an email and saying, this is what I need to do next. Can you help me with that or not? Because either you can or you can't. And because you have so much experience and so much resources, you're not restricted to, I only do these 3 things. You're like, okay, tell me what's going on, where you want to go next, where you stuck, and I will find you a solution. So they're really coming for you. You're a problem solver. That's who you are. You're not just like, I feel like, to me, I feel it's very limiting if I just see you as someone who helps people with podcasts. You're not. You're really helping people grow their business, helping them reach the next step of their journey in whatever capacity. So I feel anybody who's heard this, even if you thought you were just thinking of him as someone who can help you with your podcast or message, you should really see him as your business partner, as someone you would sit down and say, this is where we are, this is where we need to go next, how do we go there? And he probably can offer you some solutions. Is that accurate? Is that accurate? Did I lose track of what I said?
No, yes, and I was even like, I've looked at having that from kind of more as, because there's so much that I bring to the table with the businesses and life, and even children. I'm in a fantastic relationship with my kids, and it's like, even to talk about that, or because when you're dealing with people, sometimes they don't know how to connect with their kids, or they're just buying them the toys. It's like, all small little things lead to a better life. So yes, I'm available to discuss.
This is great. Thank you so much, Roy. I know this was supposed to be a 30-minute interview, but there was so much information that we're almost an hour. So I really, really appreciate you taking the time. But more than that you didn't hold anything back, and you gave some really valuable information without trying to promote, sell, or attract people to you. That is what I call a real impact maker. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming here and helping us out.
Thank you very much. And I love your energy. I think it's incredible. I wish your show was super success. I meant it at the start. Please go in and give it a thumbs up, 5-star rating, and share with your friends, because if you got value from this, and I know that I've listened to a few of your shows, so you're giving brilliant value.
Thank you. And I'm sure we'll be doing more of this.
You will help people.
Yes.
So,
and they're going to see us more together. I'm pretty sure we're going to do more work together. I'm really, really happy. So thank you. Take care. And I will talk to you soon.